So if you're a Guzheng player, you definitely know Guan Shan Yue. It's this epic, classic piece, drawn from an ancient melody that's meant to sound and feel just profound. Majestic, grand, the whole deal. But here's the thing. It's surprisingly hard to get that feeling right. So how do you actually capture its soul? Well, we're going to break down the 3 keys to making that happen.
The whole roadmap to mastering this piece, really, it all comes down to just 3 essential points. If you can nail these 3, you'll stop just playing notes and start telling this incredible ancient story. We're going to be focusing on tempo, rhythm, and pitch. Let's kick things off at the first one.
Okay, so our first key is tempo. And I'm not kidding, this is the absolute foundation of the piece's character. That grand, majestic feeling we're all chasing, it's built on a steady, really deliberate pace. If you rush it, the whole mood just falls apart.
Now, get this, the target tempo is just 40 beats per minute. That is incredibly slow. Your hands, your brain, everything is going to want to speed up. And honestly, that's probably the biggest first hurdle to overcome with this piece. But that slow, deliberate pace, it's completely non-negotiable if you want to create that majestic atmosphere.
And that's the really crucial point here. We're not just playing slow for the sake of playing slow. This pace is what lets the music breathe. The goal is to create a very specific feeling, known in Chinese as gu pu da qi, an atmosphere that feels both ancient and just huge, monumentally grand. The slowness is your key to unlocking that. Okay, so once you've got that slow tempo locked in, we can move on to our second key, rhythm. But here's the twist. It's not just about hitting the notes at the right time. It's really about respecting the power of the pause, the empty spaces between the notes. In a piece this slow, believe me, the silence is just as important as the sound. I mean, think about it for a second. In a really fast song, rests just fly by. You barely even notice them. But at 40 BPM, whoa. Every single pause is magnified. It's under a microscope. It becomes a real part of the music, giving the notes time to ring out and letting the listener really feel the weight and emotion of the melody.
And this is where so many players trip up. The biggest problem is rushing through the rests, especially in those dotted rhythms right at the beginning. When you do that, the music just sounds anxious and breathless. The solution takes real discipline. You have to give every single rest its full, measured value. That's how you get what's called Kong Rong the Gunjie, this incredible feeling of being completely calm and unhurried.
All right, now for our third and maybe most technical key, pitch. Specifically, we're talking about the pitch of the slides, or anhua in. These are the heart and soul of this melody. If your slides are even a tiny bit off, the whole piece just sounds out of tune. This is where your ear and your hands have to work together in perfect harmony.
So we're going to zoom in on 3 critical moments in this piece where people often struggle. First up is that upward slide from la to do in measure 3. Then there's that super tricky up and down slide from mi to sol in measures 8 and 9. And of course, we've got to talk about that big, powerful slide in the very last measure.
Okay, let's tackle that first slide in measure 3. The common mistake here is a blurry slide. You know the sound. It's vague, you're not quite sure where the note actually lands. Nope. What we want is a slide with a clear destination. You need to slide with intention and land precisely and cleanly on the pitch of do. That final note has to be absolutely crystal clear.
So we've covered tempo, rhythm, and pitch. A lot of technical details, right? But why are they all so important? Well, it turns out they all serve one single, overarching artistic goal, a core concept that is absolutely central to this kind of music.
And that concept is yun wei. It's a beautiful term that's kind of hard to translate, but you can think of it as lingering charm. It's that subtle aftertaste of the music, the feeling that stays with you long after the final note has faded away. Everything we've talked about, the slow tempo, the deliberate pauses, the precise slides, it's all designed to create this profound yun wei. So ultimately, the best advice here isn't just for your fingers, it's for your mind. You have to consciously slow down your own internal rhythm. Give yourself permission to take your time, to breathe with the music, and to really just savor its profound ancient spirit. So yeah, mastering Guan Shan Yue is a journey of patience and precision. It's about finding majesty in slowness and real power in silence. The only question left is, are you ready to slow down and find the true soul of this music? I think you are. Go give it a try.